Good morning there. Sean Salle here with Matt Wieder and a special guest, somebody I've known for a really long time, 20 some years,
Yeah.
I
Wow,
think.
that was that long.
Yeah, I think when I bought my house in the Lehigh Valley in 2002, the home inspector that I hired, Larry Transue from BPG Inspections, is here with us.
Nice.
Welcome, Larry.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
coming,
you.
Larry. Yeah, we have not had a home inspector. And Larry came in. Out of everything we do, we've not had a home inspector yet. So
Yeah.
we try to do everything one time.
I was
so
the
this is
bottom of the
fantastic.
list.
Home inspector is always the bottom of the list.
Always the
They're
bottom.
always the ones that we don't know if they're going to keep the deal together or what's going to happen. But
Yes.
we're happy to have you, and
Thank you.
and I think
Thank
it's
you.
important that we talk about home inspections and the process, why it's important to have a home inspection and
Yeah.
all that stuff, especially with the market the way it's been, Larry. It's been crazy, right?
Right.
People are putting
Absolutely.
deals together
Yes.
that no inspections, appraisal gaps, and all this good stuff. And we never recommend that you waive an inspection.
No,
but sometimes you have to.
To make an offer that the seller will accept, I mean, it can't have a contingency, can't have an inspection, and even then, they're still picking, sometimes depending on the price range of the house, from 3 or 4 different offers, or maybe more, depending on the price range, right? I mean, higher priced homes, they may only have one buyer, or one solid offer, but moderate priced homes, there's sometimes 8, 10 offers come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well, 20.
Just a
Well,
fact.
before we get into everything, 20 years that you've known Larry. Have you been doing home inspections that
since
long?
1996, I
Okay.
started.
Damn,
Yeah,
okay,
we
okay.
used to write paper reports with carbonless paper,
Yeah.
and then give the paper copy to the buyer right there,
Nice.
and it was terrible.
Kind
He
of
couldn't read
came
it.
far away from there.
Yeah.
What So highlighting you especially, what areas do you service most?
Lehigh Valley and New Jersey.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Poconos
New Jersey
too.
Okay.
Poconos, Bucks County.
Okay.
Generally, I will drive about an hour from Easton, but depending on the project, I may go farther. So.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, that's
Commercial jobs, I've gone as far as Pittsburgh, and for commercial
good. Mm-hmm. Good.
because they pay better. Of
I
course,
bet.
right?
I bet. There's a lot
Yeah.
in detail there.
Sure.
Well, and for a lot of people that are watching and going through all of this, what is a home inspection? Let's just start from like 10,000 feet, and then we can really dive in. Like a home inspection. Usually go under agreement. Sean writes the offer up. I'm getting the mortgage together. It's usually one of the first things. And how long do you usually have to get a home inspection? Like,
Usually 10 to 15 days,
Okay.
we have to do the inspection
And get that
then
done.
and get the report over to the seller
Yeah.
requesting any repairs.
Okay. So so Larry, what is that in detail? Give us like a 10,000 feet when you're going into a home. What are you
Well, I
looking
mean,
at?
and really simply, it's a list of things wrong with the house.
Okay.
And usually, most houses are pretty mundane stuff: drippy faucet, GFCI that doesn't trip, or most houses are mundane. There's not a big defect that's going to this is a deal buster.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, if a realtor has the experience, there's very little that will actually, what they call, kill the deal. I mean, usually the realtor with experience can work through the issue and put it together. It all comes down to dollars and cents as a rule. So usually they, work through it.
Yeah.
Bad furnace, they negotiate. Okay, well, how about you give me some money for new furnace or whatever. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. It's not such a scary thing. We've always did those and done them. And then with COVID, it was always everything's waiving this and waiving that. It's like if you have a house that's 80 years old, it's like buying an antique car and
Sure.
not knowing what's wrong with it. The
Right.
transmission could be shot. It could be, having the mechanic look at it. Why would you not do that? So it's
Absolutely.
very, and I know situations you can't, you have to waive things, but still on top of it,
Yeah,
going through.
there's other options too, and I think the biggest thing is, even if you're waiving the inspection, you have a keen eye. I've had Larry look at houses before we wrote an offer, and just to give an opinion. I know you've done that for other people too, and you charge a nominal fee. It's not a full blown inspection,
Okay.
right? But you just have them walk through, or if anything, at the very least, if you're buying a house without doing an inspection, you should have an inspection.
right.
Right. So
Right.
so even if it's after the fact, you would
Yeah.
need to know what you need to look at and focus on keep track of down in the future.
That was a thing for a while. I was doing a lot of what I called the post-close inspection. I haven't done too many of those lately, but people, after they closed, they had me walk through, find stuff wrong. Most were satisfied with the house that they bought. But I mean, sometimes I found significant issues that needed to be addressed. And, sometimes they feel like they're priced into the price of the home. And sometimes they feel like, oh my goodness, can't believe I didn't know that, or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. I've always looked at a home inspection as like an insurance policy, right? You're buying the most expensive, investment that you're ever going to make is in housing. Right. So you need to look under the hood to what you said. You need to look under the hood, make sure that it's going to operate right.
Yeah.
And you're not necessarily we don't find like big things.
Not
like
generally. No.
Right.
Most are mundane things.
Yeah.
Right. Same stuff that my house has wrong and your house has wrong. The faucet that drips and you never did get around to fixing, all that kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I cleaned out my garage. I just found my home inspection report from 2002. No lie, it's a binder this thick, and I'm like looking through it. I'm like, oh, didn't fix that. 22 years later, I'm still sitting on the same things.
Yeah.
What goes to show, to Larry's point too, some of the stuff, it's okay. It's not going to, and I say same thing coming back. It's very rare something comes back, and usually from what I've seen on the mortgage side, it'd be like the worst thing would be like foundation
structural issues.
Structural, yes.
Major rot, major termite damage, major damage. Even a roof, which is an expensive item, that can be a negotiated thing. It should not, depending if you got a buyer that wants to buy and a seller that wants to sell, should be able to work that out if the roof is bad or something like that.
Yeah. What about, Larry, pre-sale inspections?
I think it's a good idea. And in some areas of the country, that is really taking off. That's all they do is pre-sale. The seller orders the inspection, pays for it, and then they present the inspection kind of like a disclosure. Here's the inspection I had done. Read it over, and that's I think, a great thing. Because when the buyer gets the inspection, and they have some repairs on there, then they have to get estimates on what it's going to cost to fix the repairs. And that's a time-consuming process. It involves more people going to the home. It can really set you back because it's a surprise, right? If the air conditioner don't work and you have to call somebody and say, how much is a new AC going to be? They don't have a lot of time to put together an estimate. Yeah. Right? So they're going to probably price it on the high side. But if you're the seller, you're in control of who does the work, and you can.
But like you made a good point there. So like the cost of repairs and going through so if you do a report, and it is the AC unit, you as a home inspector, you usually give like a range, like this might cost you this to that. Is that something that you do, or is that something you're like, I don't touch on that? That is because if not, then you got to get your hands on that and contact AC people.
I definitely do verbally with the buyers. Okay. Right? And it's amazing. Sometimes they have really distorted ideas of what things cost.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like they might not even know.
So maybe you look at a home and the air conditioner is old and doesn't work properly or something like that. I mean, they might say, well, that's 15 to 20 grand. And I'm, whoa, it's not 15 to 20 grand. How about maybe 6,000-7,000, but not that kind of money. You know?
Yeah. Right. It's good to know that kind of stuff too. All budgeting with your offers and stuff. Yeah.
Because the buyers think the worst.
Yeah.
And then they have their relative chirping in their ear all the time.
Well, I was just going to ask you, that's usually like the one biggest like meme and stuff I see all the time is Dad's coming to the home inspection. Like, here we go. Yes. So I'm sure you've had your fair share of, what's your opinion about having the family members come and walk the property during the home inspection? I'm sure you probably have seen this multiple times.
Doesn't bother me. Okay. I've had contractors show up. I've had dads show up, relatives, uncles. However, in Pennsylvania, the only person that is really allowed to attend the inspection is the contracted buyer.
Okay. Did not know that.
It's actually in our agreement of sale.
It's in the agreement of sale.
Okay.
But I don't enforce that. I mean, it's not up to me.
Sure.
Right. I don't care.
Sure.
What am I going to say? Let me see the contract.
Yeah.
Are you on the contract? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I look at it. That person that's attending the home inspection that's not on the contract is my next buyer, so I'm going to let them
Sure.
in.
Of
to,
course.
butter them up a
Sure.
little bit.
Right.
That's not that idea.
Same thing with the sellers, right? Sellers, we prefer they're not there, but they are there sometimes, and it's
Right.
their house. You can't make them leave,
Right.
right? So,
Yeah.
I get along fine with the sellers. It's all fine. So sometimes they'll tell you too much. They keep on telling you all the stuff they did, fixed, repaired, whatever. And
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So when you start finding things like what after the inspection, besides obviously finding out what's wrong with the house and what you need to, look for maintenance issues and stuff like that and things that you need to fix, is there like a warranty that you could provide to a buyer based on the inspection report and all that stuff?
We have a limited warranty. It's for 90 days of anything that was inspected. But honestly, those warranties don't have a ton of value, really. So, if the water heater breaks the day after they close, we provide a warranty on something like that. So.
Yeah.
That's good, though. That's a little peace of mind.
But the people could purchase a warranty also, a home warranty, right? So that's another option. So sometimes I'll suggest that. So if I go to a house and maybe the air conditioning or the water heater is 15 years old, we let them know this is an older unit and maybe consider a home warranty to cover you for the first year. And some people renew it for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Some do.
Yeah.
I've had mine 15 plus years, I think, home warranty on my house.
Have you?
And I use it all the time.
Is that
I
right?
use it all the time, yeah.
So, the warranties are probably a good thing, especially for people that are buying a home with a bunch of older systems. That,
And we see it too a lot of times. I know I had the house before I'm in the one I had now. We had an old stone farmhouse built in like 1865 or something like that, and the basements and things had all. So anyone with older homes, like historic homes like that, I always highly recommend. You just, again, to your point, even if you waive it, you don't know what those are custom old fixes,
right?
Multi-decade type stuff like that. And those homes usually go along with like septic, well and septic and things like that. Do you guys do that as well?
Yeah,
do
we
the whole
do that.
septic
Water
system?
testing, septics, well flow, things like that.
Gotcha.
I will say some of the municipalities, I don't know which ones, some of them also offer warranties on things like your water line and your sewer line. So
yeah,
they offer some sort of warranty coverage. You pay extra, and then if the sewer line breaks from the house to the street, your warranty would cover that. So some municipalities offer that. Of course, they do it to make more money.
Oh,
of
absolutely.
course.
Yeah,
absolutely.
On the septic side of thing, only because generally our area, what I'm finding, those homes with like urban sprawl and going through and just homes being built when they were, a lot of the septics are 20 years old, 25 years old. Can you just touch a little bit on overall septics and what to be mindful of? Maybe like red flags or something you should be looking at in a property that has a septic.
Well, there's the physical parts of the septic, the tank, the baffles, the lid, the pumps, things like that, making sure that all works. The most expensive part is the drain field. And depending on how the people took care of the house, that could have a lot to do with the failure of a drain field. The number one thing that ruins the drain field is wipes, that people flush the wipes down. And they
baby wipes and dude wipes and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't want to get into a lot of wipe detail, but yes.
No. Yeah.
Makeup, wipes, whatever. All those things don't break down, and they end up clogging it.
Yes.
But if people take care of it, they should last a long time. A very long time with maintenance,
Now, if you have to and again, we just talk just general, people might not know new home buyers looking at rural properties with septics, a range, roughly how much would it be if you had to replace
yes,
a
that's,
septic?
Listen, if you get nothing else checked, get the septic checked.
Yeah.
Hopefully. You'd be out $50,000.
Yeah.
You could have a situation where I did one a year or two ago, and the septic was bad, and looking at the property, there was no other option to put a septic system in. So basically, the house was uninhabitable. You couldn't put a septic there.
Yeah.
So what option do you have? You can only put a holding tank in
Oh yeah, and then you have to come get those pumped and
every month. So that
Okay.
there's situations where septic would not be practical because of a high water table, or a lot of houses in Bucks County are like that. I don't know why, but they don't have good
Yeah.
soil drainage.
So if anything, get a septic.
Definitely get the septic looked at.
Yes, because I can't. That old farmhouse that I had a peat moss filter. It had a stream flow system, very unique,
Expensive.
very expensive. Yes, and I knew nothing about getting in there. And when I did, and I had an inspection done, and that's where they explained the whole UV light going out and discharging. And then I didn't realize I had to take water samples to send in every year to the EPA to make sure that water coming out was totally clear.
You could
of
drink
everything.
it.
Yes, yes, you're supposed to be able to have it as drinking water, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which I'm not testing it, but yes. So
you can drink it.
Yeah. So if anything, septic is.
That's why your coffee tastes so good at home.
It's delicious. Yeah, it's very organic.
There's systems that actually discharge into like the Delaware River and stuff. Same kind of system. They basically have the water so pure by the time it discharges that it's perfectly fine. So there's all kinds of different things out there that will work in different situations. I mean, but you could be something like that. You could be looking at a $70,000 septic system.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when they put it in. It was very for where it was. There wasn't much they could do.
Sure,
it was up out the Liebert Creek. It was up on Main Road West, so it was pretty cool. But when I sold that, explaining that to the new buyer was quite a bit because it wasn't really explained too much to me. It went through, but it all worked out. So,
What is the craziest thing that you ran into doing inspections all these years?
Well, craziest thing in terms of home defects.
And don't say my home.
No, I won't say your home. In terms of defects, all kinds of repairs generally initiated by the homeowner. But rot, termites, I once inspected a house that had termite damage so bad I could not see any practical way to repair it. I mean, basically every piece of wood in the house was damaged by termites, every piece. And they were from the foundation up into the attic.
oh my God.
There was nothing there. You could push it over by hand.
So when you have a house like that that's infested that badly, is it noticeable, like to
me it was
to you, but like to the average person, like if you walk in, like do you see this damage, or is it all hidden by drywall and flooring?
A lot of it's hidden, but as when you're showing somebody a house, you can make sure that the doors are square, like open and close. The doors were out of square by quite a bit. Windows open, close. Do they fit right? Do they open, close right? I mean, stuff like that. This house, the doors were out by 2 inches.
Jeez, wow.
Because it's sagging.
Yeah.
How old was that house?
Built in the 50s.
Wow. So even houses that you would think, hey, this is built, right around the time that all the other stock was built. You could have one house that's falling apart or falling down, and the house right next door is absolutely fine.
Right. The guy, the person that first saw the termites in his house back in 1960, he had it treated for termites and took care of the problem. But the other people decided not to treat it for termites, and they basically had a feast.
Right.
Oh my God, sounds like it.
Wow. What about new construction?
I do a lot of new construction homes.
But I mean, it's new, so why do a home inspection on it?
You do find mistakes that either the builder or subcontractors make. There are just, as a rule, you're not going to find a laundry list of defects, but you find mistakes. I found already a house where, a brand new house where they put a drywall screw right through the sewer pipe.
Oof.
Yeah. So it does happen. I mean, they're humans. They're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
They put things in the wrong places. So they do things.
I would think too, with how much, because we do quite a bit of new construction with the companies that we have, but that's where I would, if it was me, brand new, I mean, right, you have them right there and there. The builder going to close, home inspection would be a great second opinion. How does this look? To get those fixed before closing.
Right. I remember one thing that stood out to me that you did an inspection just years ago on new construction, and it was the main beam in the basement. there was these little steel things that they kind of use as wedges or to fill gaps, like shims.
Yeah.
And there were shims like missing.
Oh.
So like Larry pointed out, and the beam was kind of floating on the sill plate, and it was just like kind of floating there. And he's like, yeah, this is gonna eventually it's gonna start going like this, and your whole first floor is gonna be like tilted like this.
Yeah.
And I remember approaching the builder about it, and the builder was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with our house, and there's nothing. And it was like a big argument. It was like, look, we're not telling you that there's anything wrong, but what we're saying is, hey, maybe one of your contractors missed something.
Yeah.
Can you look at it? And sure enough, he went down there and they fixed it.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
I've seen new construction with what I would consider to be almost catastrophic flaws. One time I looked at a house and they must have put the beam pocket in the wrong spot in the foundation, and the floor joists were only touching the top of the beam by about 1/4 of an inch. So you had that much floor joist actually resting on the beam.
Oh my God.
So
That
Wow.
yeah.
there's no way
Huge.
that's going to last for very long.
No.
Little earthquake and
Well,
Even a little
just
one.
sag and
Just-
rot and
Just normal settling.
right.
Good
And
Lord.
that was built that way. But whoever did the foundation put the beam pocket in the wrong place, and the beam was not in the right spot in the house. So I don't know how they fixed it. I don't get involved to how they fix it.
Yeah.
I just tell them what's wrong. So
What's your and if anyone out there is thinking about or in this position with a home inspection, what to do? We're gonna have all your contact info at the end of the video, of course,
Okay.
giving you a call. What is like a turn time or a lead time? I'm assuming with you guys are very busy to just call and be like, hey, can you be out here this afternoon? It takes a while, and it takes a couple of days too to
Well,
compile your report. So do everything.
Same day would be an extremely unusual situation. For one thing, you have to arrange access.
Yep.
If it's an occupied home, you got to get access to the property and stuff like that. I'm not. It has been done already. I've gotten a call in the morning, and they said, "Can you do it at 1:00 this afternoon?" And we made it happen. But
Sure.
as a general rule, I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 days would definitely work.
Okay.
Generally, we can get that done in that time period.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm open to any call.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Well, it's a Sean's earlier 10 days. So for something to think in the back of your mind, going under agreement, putting offers in, kind of get your ducks in a row.
Yeah,
Maybe give Larry a call ahead of time so that way if you're going to go under, your buyer's ready to go and get that scheduled.
That is often the holdup. Is the buyer, although they leave the information after they write the offer and know that there was an accepted offer, and they have 10 days or 15 days or whatever to have the home inspection, they don't order to the last possible day.
Yeah.
right.
And some of the tests take time, like radon test or whatever.
Water tests sometimes
Right.
take some time to go to the
Sure.
lab. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I will say, Matt, I mean, just to give you a little plug, Larry, 24 years that I met Larry, and he did the inspection on my house. And then when I got my real estate license, actually before getting my real estate license,
He was thinking of doing home inspections.
I did home inspections, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I'm only making $300 a transaction, and a realtor's making $2,000.
I say that every year.
Take your time with it.
But
Appreciate
Larry
that.
is, I mean, there's a lot of great inspectors out there. Larry is my favorite by far. He's very good with my clients, very good with my customers. He explains things as he's looking at something. He takes the time to explain what he's looking at. And the best thing I hear out of his mouth compared to other people is no big deal. It's no big deal, right? So a GFI tripped, like I've had inspectors in houses say, oh, the GFI is not tripping, I got to put that in a report. And it sounds to the buyer, it sounds like, oh my God,
Yes.
the house is going to catch on fire and we're going to lose all of our stuff.
Yep.
It's not a big deal, and most of the stuff that goes in his reports, it's not really big deals. I will say when there's something that comes up that is a concern, Larry's going to tell you. He's going to say, expect this or expect that. And that's what I love about Larry. His support staff at home is top notch, always quick to respond. So
That's fantastic.
that's Larry. If you're thinking about doing a home inspection, Larry is the way to go. BPG inspections.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So
Absolutely. Well,
30 years of this.
yeah, and the experience is everything. To your point, the customer service is one thing, but having the experience. So, Larry, thank you for coming today.
Thank you very
That's perfect.
much.
So, guys, to Sean's earlier, Larry's info will be towards the end of this. Please feel free to give him a call, even if it's just general questions at this point. But yeah, do a little nux here at the end every time. So, Larry, thank you once
All right.
again.
Thank you.
And see you guys next week.